You're listening to the Jay Bird Watching Podcast, the official podcast of jaysjournal.com and fansided.com. We are the official ballroom chat for everything Toronto Blue Jays baseball, from game highlights to rumors and all the stuff in between. Here's your host, Craig Borden, with co-hosts Jason Lyons and Liz McGuire. Now let's talk some Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to a rather different version of our TNC Random Fandom box openings, because my shipment of cards did not come in time. So I went into my closet where I have all my old baseball cards and everything and discovered this giant box that I didn't realize I had opened in a million years. So my thought was, why don't we have some fun going through these tonight and see what we get into? Because I haven't been in this box probably in, I'm 40. This is from when I was younger, so probably 15, 16 was the last time. And right off the bat, I knew these were in here. This is like the only thing I knew that was actually in this box was this giant old school box of, regular old baseball cards. But just to give you everybody on the feed, these are the jumbo cards from back in the day. Let's see who we have in these old Don Ross ones. Got a Dwight Gooden that's dinged up pretty good. Kirby Puckett, looking a little bit better other than that little guy right there. Cal Ripken, his Hall of Famer after Hall of Famer. Got Lenny Herzog, who is a Hall of Fame manager as well. Another Kirby Puckett. Tony Gwynn. Roger Clemens. John Franco. Jose Canseco, Wally Joyner. There you go, Jason. Got you Mike Schmitty. Best third baseman ever. Hall of Famer Harold Baines. Sweet Lou Whitaker. There you go, Blue Jays fans. The sweet swinging Jesse Barfield. There you go. Love that card. It's right up there. Another Lenny Herzog. Where did he go? We should at least put these together. There he is. The near recently deceased, the Man of Steel, Ricky Henderson in a Yankees uniform. Don't see that too much. Lance Parrish, also a former Blue Jay. Wade Boggs. Doc Gooden, who was our first card off the bat. And Gary Carter. Get Doc Gooden back here. That looks a lot better than that other Doc Gooden that we have. Really cool. I might have to see if I can find a place for some of those around the house. Sorry that the top shelf area is all kinds of messed up today, everybody. Only got so much space for this giant monster box. We can move your listed cards out of the way. Give us a little bit more space. All right, so where should we attack this thing first? These look a little bit more modern on the left. Some Bowman ones mixed in here. This looks like old tops. A lot of old tops. Always love tops. Pinnacles. Yeah, that's a brand nobody knows. These look like some of the fold-up cards. Let's see what's in this little box slit here. Oh, we're going to get the studio cards. These studio cards were cool because they always had really cool, clean pictures. Todd Walker. I got to see if I can get the TikTok feed up so I can actually see you guys on the chit-chat. There we go. So now I can at least see the comments coming in. You guys are listening on any of the comment sections, please do not hesitate to say something. I see 12 of you in on the Instagram and whatnot feed. I see a couple of you in on the TikTok feed so far, but yeah. Got Brett Boone on the studio right there. There's a muscle milk guy for you right there. Brady Anderson. They talk about guys that all of a sudden had a huge following. Brady Anderson was one of those guys. Is it Cliff Floyd? Yep, Cliff Floyd. They're on an old studio card. Really cool. Guys are liking the vintage tonight, huh? Jimmy Edmonds. That's what I liked about these old studio cards. They had that kind of a look to it, where they give you a nice look of the person along with the actual card itself. These are actually in pretty good shape. I'm kind of impressed for my young self for doing such a good job. We're going to have Rondell White. Stuck to Charles Nagy. Was in that World Series team for the Indians. Juan Going Gonzalez. Check that out. That's what I like. The old locker room pieces. Todd Good Housekeeping Zeal. Brian Hunter. Moises Alou. This was a cool thing they did one of the year too with the Stadium Club cards. Or not Stadium Club, Studio cards. They made these like ones that look like almost like a fake credit card. Really interesting. Rafael Palmeiro on that one. Marty Cordova. Tim the Rock Raines in a Yankees uniform. Hall of Famer. Bernie Williams. Chuck, I got the Yips Knobloch for the Yankees. Sorry, Yankees fans. Joe Girardi, even more sorry to Yankees fans, because I bet you many of you wish you still had him as a manager instead of your current fun with Mr. Aaron Boone. Earl Hershiser. Surprised he's not in the Hall of Fame. Speaking of Hall of Fame, there's the big unit himself. Really, really cool. Loved Randy Johnson as a youngster. It's a really good box. Jeez. It was just a little tiny studio piece that I've already went through and got a bunch of Hall of Famers. Bobby Bonilla. I feel like I should be chunking these up better. Matt Williams. If anybody's looking for something really cool to see, Matt Williams in 1994 was on a hell of a streak. Crazy streak. Another Jim Edmonds. Don't know who Armando Perez is. I actually even say anything about this one. The Bobby Bonilla card. You know, make sure you get your extra $2 million every year, Bobby. You only got, 10, 15 more years left on that insane contract that everybody's going to be comparing to now Shohei Ohtani. Jose Rijo. This must be a chunk of what I sorted out as studio cards. Bobby Aguilera. Ugit Urbina. There you go with the Montreal Expos. Got any Expos fans in the chat? Hit me up. That's really cool. James Baldwin. Oh, well, too bad that one's dinged. That's a special card. That one's got a nice ripped bend in the middle of it. Jeffrey Hammonds. I guess it's not so bad. I don't remember hearing him going anywhere. Wayne Kirby. Brian McKay. And then here's the ones I was trying to get to. These are really old, cool cards, and you can see that they're folded up and whatnot because Andre Dawson here, it doesn't just, it's meant to be so you can display it. You can have that on your shelf. Kind of sitting there pumped up. We got an Andre Dawson, Gary Carter, Jose Canseco, Ricky Henderson, Ozzie Smith, Tom Kelly. Ooh, there's a random Jeff Bagwell thrown in there. Wendy Herzog again, an old Big Mac. Check that out. Big Mac one's actually in pretty good shape compared to the other ones. These are all bent up. There's a Bobby Bonilla on the Pirates. Really cool. Flip through that and see if we got anybody actually put in that Hall of Fame category there. Girardi might be something. Fun. Problem is these are all junk wax cards at that point, so none of these are, regardless of the fact that these are Hall of Famers and really, really good players from the 90s. Kind of not worth a lot. Jim Edmonds is always fun. Brett Burton, Brady Anderson's probably not on that list, even though he had a monster year. Cool. Let's get that back in there where it was. But check out that Jeff Bagwell. I don't even know what kind of card that is. Ha! This is one that came in a loaf of bread. This is a Hostess card. Check that out. See there? Hostess baseball. There's everybody. Check that out. Hostess baseball card. This is his third year after he got up to the Astros. That's a heck of a card, honestly. Kind of interested to see what that one will ring up as. I feel like I should bag that one up. Hall of Famer Jeff Bagwell. This thing is like near mint with no dings in it, no nothing. Random bread box signed. Though, being the era of baseball cards that it's from, probably not a whole lot of everything. This looks like something interesting over here. Let's go all the way over. This is really tight on this side of the box. I can't even get my hands in it. Get a spatula out. Oh, this might be the old Blue Jay pile. Got a Roberto Alomar Fleer medal from the Indians era. Check that out. Then we got a really weird, wild Alex Rodriguez card here. Is this numbered? Skybox card. Fleer medal. This looks like it's going to be the Fleer medal series there. So we got number 100. I don't remember. The Skybox ones must have been an insert or something because there's only 2 here that look like that. Tino Martinez, Alex Rodriguez. Really, really cool. I have to look up what those are. I don't remember those ones. Always loved Tino Martinez. Any Yankees or Mariners fans in the chat? Like Tino Martinez? So we're going to go for about 30 minutes tonight on here because I got to watch the family is going to watch wrestling tonight. That's now on Netflix. So going to have some fun. Big party night, right? Monday night. See y'all in the chat. What you thinking? I just went through a box of about 50,000 cards, all from the 70s and 90s. Kate Dizzle 83. How did that end up going? Did you find anything wild and crazy in that box when you went through it? My assumption is these Alex Rodriguez cards with the Mariners are actually, still in pretty good shape. So I'm going to mount them up. This Roberto Alomar looks a little, it's got a texture to it too. Is that a Skybox one too? That is. My former favorite player. Got 20 of you in the one chat. Got a bunch of you on the TikTok too. Chime in. Let me know what you're thinking. I'm watching. I'll see you in the chats. Just saw K Dizzle talking about his cards. Sorry for the noise. Kevin Brown. I used to love watching Kevin Brown pitch. Gary Sheffield in a Dodgers uniform. Check that out. Looks like I got a lot of Fleer metal. And these feel like they're fresh out of the pack. Talk about preserving. They're all sticking together and everything still, like they were like right out of the pack with these. Hall of Famer Craig Biggio. His son just signed with the Royals today. So Blue Jays fans, if you didn't know that, there you go. Oh, there you go. Cool there. Billy Wagner. Should be in the Hall of Fame. Billy Wagner. Ooh, we got an MLPD metal insert card. We're 279. Jeff Bagwell. That's cool looking. Very, very, very gold medaled almost. I feel like we got this whole set kind of all pigged up here. Is this the same years? Yeah, it looks like it. Man, how much of this do I got? Let's see. Some die cuts and everything. It's kind of look like it's all different years of Fleer metal. Because they also go back to that kind of like crazy look. Had a cool thing like that, late 90s, early things like that. That's how things were in the 90s. Make it wild. Make it extreme. Yeah, there is all sorts of these. And like I said, they're kind of stuck together. It's like they're brand new, or is this too many years of them being pressed, needing air and oxygen? Those all have the same border on it. They don't sit flat. Check that out. That's flat. They're so much puffier on the other end. They kind of bow. Yeah, those are definitely the 1 year side. They look very, very vastly different in this next pile. Let's go looking through that year and see what the heck they are. Way on top, got Andy Pettit. There you go, Yankee fans. Roger Clemens. Another Roger Clemens is the insert card. Bernie Williams. There's the regular Tino from that same year, what we found a minute ago. So what year are these actually? 1999 Fleer Metal. Rob Nen. There's a good closer that nobody ever talks about unless you're... Thankfully, he's been on the MLB The Show game a few years. Then at the end of his career, Ed Ocean Sprague, Toronto Blue Jays, 1992. No, 93 World Series hero. Jeff King, don't know him. There's two cards there. Kevin Young. There you go. I love how these got that finish on them. I don't know if you can see them. They do look brushed like a piece of metal. Ooh, check that one. Got a Ken Griffey Jr. insert. That's going to get boxed. Bagged up. I can never get it unstuck. This whole pile is like just pressed. There we go. Ken Griffey Jr. caught on the fly. Check that out, everybody. Old school Ken Griffey Jr. insert. Really, really cool. I buried my stuff. Any Ken Griffey Jr. card is always worth making sure you got a little extra protection on it. Got Papa Dante Bichette. And we got a Building Bricks. Mike Frank. Sorry to say Mike Frank might not have went anywhere, but that is a cool card. The inserts down here. There's a checklist, because they used to do this kind of thing. Ken Griffey Jr. checklist card. Still probably worth something, because, like I said, it's got Ken Griffey Jr. on it. But I don't think I'm actually curious if this is the whole set of these Fleer medals. I got enough. Brand new box of top loaders. Dante. Nefi Perez, one-time top prospect for the Colorado Rockies. And then you actually got one of the big ones there, part of the Blake Street Bombers, Todd Helton. Then his partner, Larry Walker. There you go. Blake Street Bombers, Colorado Rockies, All-Stars. Jim Edmonds. His power mates here, because I think it was it 99 that the Angels won? No, it was 2000 something. Wow, that's a hell of a triumvirate right there of that core from the Angels at that time. Jim Edmonds, Troy Percival, the closer, and Tim Sakai Salmon, as Chris Berman would say. Very cool. Yeah, there was no shortage of people I could hit in the 90s. Ooh, Kerry Wood checklist. Talk about guys that fizzled out. You talk about a guy that had current day comparisons. This is a guy that you could compare Paul Skeens to. Hopefully he lasts a little bit longer than he does, because Kerry Wood is a special talent back then. And there we go with another caught on the fly Kerry Wood. Can't get it in there. Mickey Morandini. Blue Jays fans know him from beating us up a little bit in the playoffs. Roberto Hernandez. Jay Bell. Quentin McCracken. Wilson Alvarez. Oh, we're going to get to one of my favorites here in a minute. And I'm not talking about Tom Evans for the Blue Jays. We have Monsieur Carlos still got it. I'm going to box that one up. Shannon Stewart. Wow. It still amazes me the team players that the Blue Jays had in the late 90s and everything like that. You had Roger Clemens, Carlos Delgado, Shannon Stewart on that team, and you still could not put it all together. Tony Gwynn, Mr. Padre himself. Oh, we got another one of his inserts actually stuck to the back of this card. There you go, an MLPD. Love Tony Gwynn. Reggie Sanders. This might be a set that actually has Deion Sanders in it. Football. Went baseball because Deion does both. Anybody remember those commercials with him in the Roadrunner? How's it going, Jay Thompson? Having fun? Oh, there you go. Barry frickin' Bonds. Has anybody seen that they're actually going to start putting Barry Bonds auto cards back and whatnot in the circulation? He agreed to have his likeness finally back in Topps baseball cards. That's pretty cool, finally. Building blocks. These must be the youngsters prospect cards because this guy didn't go anywhere. Matthew Clement. We got Ben Davis, and we got a Tony Gwynn caught on the fly. Loving it. Rico Baronia. Scott rocking and rolling. There's a Blue Jay in his rookie uniform. Philadelphia Phillies. Building block card stuck to the back of Mr. Rowland. Also another person I'm not aware of. Clayton Lawyer. Bobby Wickman. What do you guys think of Retro Night tonight? I know it sucks my Top Stadium Club new ones didn't come in, but there's one for you. I actually just saw somebody talking about this online today. Fernando Vina, most known from taking an elbow to the face in the baselines by Mr. Albert Bell. He actually was a good player, though. People don't give him enough credit. Dave Nelson, Jeff Cirillo, Jeremy Burnitz had a heck of a career with the Milwaukee Brewers. There's an Andrew Jones. Should be Hall of Famer. This guy had one of the craziest peaks in baseball history, in my opinion. I've got Tom Glavine and a bunch of probably all Braves stuck together here. Now, separating these is a slight pain. And of course, we probably got a chipper here. Nope, we got the Andrew Jones MLPD. There's an insert for you. Then we got the caught on the fly, Chipper Jones. Gotta love Chipper. And there's his base card. Bag this insert up. Got about 15 more minutes. What y'all thinking about a Retro Night? Love to hear from you. Younglings, if you're looking for a player to follow as far as a heck of a Major League Baseball career, you can't go wrong with Chipper Jones and switch hitting. Or if you're a pitcher, there's the guy, the man, the myth, the legend, Greg Maddux. Sean Yates, Don Hernandez. Got more piles of what's not here. Got Billy Wagner, Craig Biggio. Oh, this is where I started. At least those first few cards. Frank Thomas. Didn't see Frank. 500 home run with his Blue Jays. Paul Konerko. Wow. When was the last time you saw Paul Konerko on a... I'm sorry, everybody on the TikTok thing. Apparently my gimbal thing felt like just putting out. Coming back. There you go. Back in business. So Paul Konerko, like I said, that's a weird one seeing him in that. Got Jose Valentin. There's another cool Frank Thomas with the MLPD. Really cool card. Robert Mercado. Maglio Ordonez had a nice career with the White Sox. There's Boomer. Yankees David Wells. Soon to be traded to the Blue Jays in that picture for Roger Clemens. There he is. Friend of the show. Our buddy, Todd Stottlemyre. His Texas Rangers uniform. Very short-lived part of his career, but guy's got 3 World Series rings. He must have done something right. Greg Olson. Andy Bennis. Who we got here? Travis Lee on an insert. Young rookie. 2 of 15 NP cards. Neophytes. Travis Lee on the MLPDs. Kurt Schilling. That was right before he went to the D-backs, everybody. Speaking of D-backs, we got a Devon White on the weirdest jersey ever here. Here's Matt Williams. D-backs too. Devon White, like I mentioned. It's so weird him not seeing him in anything but a Blue Jay uniform. Derek Lee had a pretty good career with the Miami Marlins. At the time, Florida Marlins. And there's Big Mac. Mark McGwire. 1999. He had, this is, as I say, I think this is the year after he had the home run record. So this is the first one that actually set 70 home runs on it. Building blocks, who we got here? Luis Ordez. Edgar Renteria. Eli Marrero. Oh, there's the Big Mac caught on the fly. Like I said, I'm quite impressed with my young self. Did pretty good here. I remember collecting these Fleer medals with my brother. It's where we used to go get packs down the Village of Fairport here in Rochester, New York. Hang out down there at the Dugout was the name of the store. Cliff Floyd. Ryan Jackson. Alex Gonzalez. Hey, we finally got somebody that actually stayed in the bigs on one of these cards for these building blocks. Played for the Blue Jays for a little bit. Then we got Josh Booty. Bucci. No, that's actually Booty. Josh Booty. Too bad that didn't go anywhere. That would have been a fun one to have. There's an Alex Rodriguez checklist. Still an A-Rod card. As much as I hate him, his cards are still got a value to it. Roberto Alomar. That was near the end of his tenure with the Baltimore Orioles. Andres Galarraga, the Big Cat. Rafael Palmeiro. Where's the Bashers there in the group? Ken Cannaditti. Sad story of all the amphetamines and everything and whatnot he was doing trying to stay healthy, apparently, as things that actually killed him in irony. Heck of a story and a cautionary tale, everybody, Blue Jays fans, baseball fans. Kenny Rogers, and I'm not talking about the chicken. Got a couple of Royce Claytons, Blue Jays fans. Dean Palmer. This guy was really good, but he kept getting hurt constantly. And one of the worst injuries I ever saw in a baseball field, he broke his forearm. Bobby Higginson, current leader of the MLB Players Association, Tony Clark. Had a heck of a tenure with the Detroit Tigers. Gabe Alvarez, Rob Fick, and Matt Anderson on the blocks. There's a Jay Buhner. Why did you trade for Jay Buhner? Seinfeld reference if anybody's listening. Jose Valentin, Todd Walker. There you go. That's got to be fun. David Ortiz in one of his original Minnesota Twins uniform cards. Yeah, this is almost his rookie card. Just missed it. 86 games on the game in 98, so curious about that one. These must be a few years later. Todd Walker again. Ooh, there you go. On the fly coming up. Corey Koski. Blue Jays fans load the hate. Corey Koski. One of the best signings we've ever had as far as money. And then he didn't play barely. I think he played 10 games. Got a Derek Jeter caught on the fly. There you go, Yankee fans. And we're going to end, it looks like, Paul O'Neill from that pile. Sorry, you're covering up his face, TikTokers. I don't know if Top owns Metal, but I don't know who ended up buying Fleer. The only ones you get right now that are Fleer at all, and especially the Metal line, is Hockey anymore. It's the only ones I see. These were always a cool card, and like I said, these 99 ones I really loved them. They have that like just fine finished splash look to it. But apparently from flipping through this whole row over here, on the one side of my box is all Fleer Metal. Dimitri Young, Brett Tomko, Dennis Reyes. There's a double card here. There you go. Hall of Famer. Barry Larkin. That's a cool picture of Barry Larkin. When I was younger, we actually almost got Barry Larkin's autograph, and he said he'd be right back. Never came back. Classic. Jim Leland ended up coming over. And I got Jim Leland's autograph, so that worked out pretty well for me and my brother. Masayoshi. Hey, there you go. Al Leiter. Mets uniform. Pre-Subway series. There's definitely another card stuck here in this Yoshi. Oh, it's two Yoshis. Mike Piazza. Pepperoni Piazza. Robin Ventura. I'm going to have to make another stack. These are not staying up. Tony Womack. Thought he was going to be one of the best players in the world when I was a kid, watching him play in the minor league system. Greg Vaughn had a monster amount of power. There he is. The crime dog. Fred McGriff. Vinny Castilla, the last member of the Blake Street Bombers that we were talking about earlier. Oh, there you go. There's a flash from the past, everybody. We have a Hideo Nomo card. If you've ever watched the movie Liar Liar, I'm Jose Canseco. You're Hideo Nomo. We're going to play some baseball. Rondell White. Expos. One of my favorite guys in baseball history coming up here. And by that, I mean not so much. Hideki Arabu, also nicknamed is to Yankee fans, Hideki I Rob You, because this guy robbed them blind as far as an international signee. Wilton Guerrero, and that one is actually a mixed in Paul Sorrento. And that's the following year. Love the backs of these that year. They look really, really cool. Look like a video game back. So what year is that one? Because that's what's next in the box. If we keep going with the Fleer Metal. These are the 98s. We'll get to that one in a moment. Mike Mussina. There's Derek Jeter. Gotta always take care of the Derek Jeters. Everybody loves the captain. There you go. Oh, Henry. After his monster breakout, he went to the Cubbies. Chili Davis, not just the best name in baseball. Chili. There's David Cone, former Blue Jay as well. Oh my God, there's another reason we should have freaking destroyed everybody in 99. Jose Canseco at a 40-40 freaking season that year. Boy, yeah, 46 home runs in 98, 107 RBIs, 98 runs. Fucking wild. Rusty Greer. Omar Vizquel, one of the most lovely Leathermen of all time. Oral Hershiser in his last uniform with the San Francisco Giants. Chuck Finley. Stuck to whoever. Enrique Wilson. He played in the majors for a bit. There's a caught on the wall, or caught on the fly again with Juan Going Gonzalez. Love these cards because they look like they're platinum. They're so shiny. They slide really nice into the sleeves too. Will Clark, one of his last teams too. There you go, Blue Jays fans. Juan Guzman, somebody that doesn't get enough credit for all those years as a Blue Jay. Really cool. Billy Wagner is the second greatest closer of all time, old school collectors. I believe you flat out because I agree with you on that whole thing. Jeff Conine, Sidney Ponson. Well, there's a name. Armando Benitez. Caught on the wall, or caught on the fly. Cal Ripken. There you go. He's stuck probably to the other Cal Ripken and 3 other cards. There you go. I'm going to get more top loaders. Pretty sure I got the box open. Yep. Yeah, me. Cal Ripken's still one of my favorite players of all time. I don't know how you can go wrong with that. Miguel Tejada. Matt Stairs. Had him in the last team he was on, or right before he went to the Blue Jays. AJ Hinch, gone manager. Who's he stuck to? Ricky Henderson back on the A's. There you go. Ricky. Ben Grieve. 2 Ben Grieve inserts right at the end of the pack. Ben Grieve was pretty good, but not overwhelmingly, oh my God, amazing. So that's interesting. So yeah, that's actually a pretty good play with that set right there. I'll just go like this so we get that back in there. So I'm going to have to see if I actually have all the numbers for that one, because I've got to be pretty damn close. That's a heck of a stack. And they only put like 200 cards in these Fleer medals. It usually was the best of the best in those boxes. What do you think, gang? Should we go for another random spot, or should we go for more whatever next year we run into in Fleer metal here? Because that's definitely what's in all this. Every piece here. I think we should go back to the original Fleer medals. I bet you that's what's in the back here. Let's see. Random one. 97. Of course, it's a checklist. There we go. We got 1996 in there, and I think that was the first year they did the Fleer medal. Make sure we get the right ones. 5. So just a random 97 at the end. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. All right, let's go to the back of the pile, guys. Oh, check that out. Got Donnie Baseball right off the back. So this is the first year they did the Fleer medal, and they all had these really, really intricate computer-generated designs on it, because why not back in the 90s, right? So like I said, this is vintage 1996. This is the first year, I think, of at least the baseball Fleer medal, at least the year I discovered it. So Ruben Sierra. Last year, they had to have been in a Blue Jay uniform. Roberto Alomar. Tony Tarasco. Matt Wahlbeck. But yeah, check out the designs on these. They look like Magic the Gathering cards or something like that. Brian Hunter's on the card here with Dolphins catching the ball. Chris Gomez. Felipe Lira. There you go. Luis Gonzalez, before he ended up eventually becoming the World Series hero that he became in 2001, I mean. Pat Mears. Ooh, we got a silver card. These were the inserts in these. They ended up just platinuming out the whole design or golding them out. So this is Kevin Apier, who was actually a very good pitcher. And actually in this one, he's actually saying, this is how fun it is. Back in the 90s, 15 wins in one season. Sorry again on the TikTok, folks. I'll get you back. I promise. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Gimbal fun. There we go. I better start hitting some buttons, I guess, to make sure we get something. Jeff Conine, the Barbarian. Jeff King. See, this is what I'm talking about. There's the regular Kevin Napier card. Cool, cool, cool. I'm going to put them both right next to each other. Oh, my God. Look how young he looks. Johnny Damon. Donnie retired 1 year. I agree with you that he retired 1 year too early. Night Train. Donnie Baseball could have gotten a World Series ring. Tino Martinez comes in and has the time of his life, right? Pat Rapp, Joey Cora, David Justice getting sucked into the Dragon. Roberto Alomar's brother Sandy was a very good player amongst himself too. Oh, there you go. Love that outburst looking thing. Kenny Lofton should be in the Hall of Fame. Like Carlos Delgado, I don't think he got enough run. But there we do have a insert card of an actual Hall of Famer. Frank Thomas, the Motherlode card. There you go. Chalk that one up. That one's got to be plasticked. So we're going to go through this little pile here of Fleer metal. And I'll tease you guys for next week. Because depending on when the shipment comes in, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that again next week. Seems like everything's running late. Joe Girardi when he was playing with the Rocks. David Cone dodging bullets. Usually throwing bullets, not dodging. Chad Curtis. There's the Derek Jeter. That's cool. But actually, that one looks like it's extra shiny. This thing's driving me nuts. I'm sorry, everybody on TikTok. Derek Jeter, though. That's almost his rookie card. 95, 96. BJ Surhoff. Chuck Knobloch. Mike Mussina, Hall of Famer. Stuck to somebody? Nope. Chris Hoyles. I got his autograph when he was playing for the Rochester Red Wings. Tino Martinez is still in the Seattle Mariners. Oh, there you go. That is cool. Cal Ripken. Volcano. So this was one of the first sets that my brother and I ever also discovered the actual numbered cards. We would always buy all our cards, like I said, from the hobby shop in the village where we grew up. But didn't come across those numbered cards like ever. Brady Anderson, Doug Drabeck, Lyle Mouton. There's another Cal Ripken. A titanium. It's really cool. Too bad that one's in pretty rough shape on a few of the corners. Can't always be perfect, unfortunately. There's the guy I mentioned a little bit earlier, mashing baseballs, and Albert Bell. With a heavy metal card for him, too. Why wouldn't you have if you name a card metal, you might as well call it heavy metal. My dog might not want to be in here anymore. Charles Johnson was a great young catcher for the Marlins. Will the Thrill, Will Clark. Roger Clemens. Kind of like on a radar pulse. Geronimo Baroa. I hear his kid's in the minor leagues and he's just destroying baseballs. I'm getting really fed up with this thing. Y'all still with me? Geronimo Baroa, as I mentioned, Joey Hamilton, Blue Jay Gone Ron, Alex Gonzalez, Darren Fletcher had a good career with the Blue Jays. There's Wade Boggs in his soon-to-be World Series champion Yankee uniform. Fred McGriff and the Braves. John Flaherty. Roberto Hernandez is a good closer. A young Ramon Martinez. Pedro's bro. Cousin, something along those lines. And 3 people I don't remember. We're going to do this pile, everybody, and then we're going to call it quits for this week. Steve Avery. Luis Alicea. That's just fun to say. Tom Flash Gordon was a hell of a closer for the Royals and everybody in the day. He was a Yankee for a while, I think, too. Brett Saberhagen. Wow. That had to have been his last year. One of his last cards. That's cool, though. Torching. Yankees fans love Mike Stanley. He's got the power. Oh, my God. I am getting fed up with this thing. Sorry, everybody. I'm not doing this again next week with the gimbal thing. Or I got to find a way to turn it off. John Valentine. The Eck. Wow, I beat that card up. Or got beat up in the box. Paul O'Neill. Think he made good contact on that one? Better than kicking it with his foot? There's Pedro. The pre-trade Pedro Martinez. Still in the Montreal Expos unis. Make sure we keep him good. Bernie Williams shattering the glass on a stolen base. Really, really cool. Andy Pettit breaking through the wall. Chili Davis. Tim Raines. Love Tim Raines. There's Frank Thomas literally hitting a meteor. That's how you do it right there, everybody. They don't call him the Big Hurt. Just for no reason. Hits meteors into the stands. Jeff Cirillo. John Yaha. Dave Nelson. Joey Ortiz. Ricky Bones. Marquise Grissom. There you go. He's a hell of a player for a long time. I think he's got a couple of World Series rings. Ben McDonald with the silver one, unfortunately. Trevor Hoffman. Not former. Hall of Famer. Trevor Hoffman. Put that in a sleeve. There's a penny bag. There you go. Steve Finley. Wally Joyner. Jim Larrett's apparently having a robot help him assess the catching. Tony Gwynn. Penny. Love me, Tony. Andy Ashby. Reggie Sanders. Randy Myers. There you go. There's a closer. Old school collectors. There you go. That was a fun one. I loved watching Randy Myers back in the day. Paul Sorrento. Larry Walker. Vinny Castilla. Billy Swift. Rafael Palmeiro trying to outrun a tornado. I have a strange feeling with how slow Rafael Palmeiro was. That ain't going to happen. JT Let It Snow. There you go. Glenn Allen Hill. Julian Tavares. Great Met. Jose Vizcaíno. Stan Javier. There's a guy that should be in the damn Hall of Fame right there. Jeff frickin' Kent. Most home runs at second base. Still not in the Hall of Fame. Doesn't seem to make any sense. Then we got the, silver parallel here for William Van Lanningham. Barry Bonds. Gotta love Barry Bonds. Get him bagged up. Especially if he's going to start having more autos and stuff come back up. These cards will start going back up, I would hope. Problem is that whole junk wax thing. But that's besides the point. Devo! Seems like you're going the wrong way there in that picture, Devon. Mr. White. Love Devon White. Todd Hundley. This guy sneakily hit 50 home runs. 40 home runs. Gary Sheffield. Has anybody seen the video of him just dropping bombs with a cigar in his mouth? His son's pretty damn good too, apparently now. Platinum portraits of Carlos Perez. There's an insert. We'll put it up here. There's the regular Carlos Perez. Roger Cedeno. Eric Kraus. Former Blue Jay. Monster cannon of an arm. Raul Mondesi. Dante Bichette. Father of Bo Bichette. Ben McDonald. El Presidente. Dennis Martinez. Lyle Mouton again. Ramon Martinez again. Actually, is that a gold one? Yeah, that's a gold foil. No numbers, but we'll put them up there. Dante Bichette again. How convenient. They're right next to each other. Mike Blowers, John Mabry, John Smiley, Al Martin, Eric Karros, Dan Vasili, Vince Coleman, one of the guys that has some of the most stolen bases in baseball history. Had a heck of a career. Greg Vaughn, Tony Phillips, Mark Grace, Brian Parup. You out there, buddy? I got your Mark Grace. Gold almost. No, it's not the full gold. It's the regular bonus card. But anyway, I know this is your boy, Brian. Greg Colburn. There's a Ricky. Hell of a year with that year in the Padres uniform with the San Diego Friars. And actually, that's not the right year. We've crossed. Tim Salmon. Sean Estes. We went the wrong direction. We're back in 1997 now with this one. What, 96? Gotta get 96. God, how many more are there? I guess the first year they did metal, they did a lot. A full set, apparently, instead of being the... oh, there we go. 97, 97, 97, 96, 96, 96. There you go. There we go. I think we got it all. So we got 2 piles left in 96. Might as well keep going. Everybody's having fun, right? Y'all having fun? See plenty in the chat still. Come on. Let's talk. Mark Rubens, Mark Lemke, Ryan Klesko on the silver. Guy was a masher back in the day. John Smoltz, Javi Lopez, Mark Wohlers, Denny Nagel, Andres Galarraga. There's the Sammy. Did anybody else agree with his apology the other day? Not buying it? Yeah, it's kind of how we were too. Mickey Morandini, Rob Beck, Frank Castillo, Ray Sanchez. There's the Mark McGuire. In the last year he was in Oakland A, probably. Just hot as walking on the sun. But right next to Sammy. How ironic. That worked out. Sean Dunston, Kurt Abbott, Chris Hammond, Ray Langford, John Mabry, Andy Bennis Parallel, Ricky Batalico. I remember him. There's the Hall of Famer, Craig Biggio. Like I said earlier, his son just signed with the Kansas City Royals, everybody. Ken Caminiti again. Carl Everett. Shane Reynolds. Tony Abbasio. Somebody stuck there. Sean Barry. Derek Bell. Riding the trenches with the Blue Jays. Orlando Miller. Moises Alou. That's a different one. I got the background on that one. It looks like something straight out War of the Worlds. Jeff Brown Paper Bagwell. Hall of Famer. Right next to turn manager, Brad Toliosmus. Dan Vasili, Han Martin, Carlos Garcia, Greg Vaughn again. Very cool looking Greg Vaughn. John Nunley, Chris Goodwin, Barry Larkin, Hall of Famer. Nat Williams getting attacked by a bee. Heavy metal, Matt Williams. Randy Johnson, there's another Hall of Famer. Totally has a flamethrower arm. Yamal Batiz, Bruno Gilkey, Lance Johnson. Oh, there's a fun one. We have a silver parallel of brother of Roberto, Sandy Alomar Jr. Actually might be a good one to hold on to. It's in really good shape, too. No bent corners. Looking premium. Premium, dude. Oh, I should have just kept going with the bags. Man Ramirez. That's a really weird one. I guess you had to give him extra gloves because he wasn't the best fielder. Edgar Martinez, best DH of all time until you put David Ortiz in the Hall of Fame, which he is now. Jim Tomei on the next one. He's going to have a run of Hall of Famers. Very cool. Hanging out in the sewage dump. I guess that's what it was like playing for the Cleveland Indians, now Guardians at the time, until they got good. Omar Vizquel. That's really cool. Thought that was a parallel for a second, but that's just really, really shiny. Charles Nagy, Travis Fryman, Heathcliff Slocum, Vince McNeil. There's Alex Rodriguez surfing it up. Because why wouldn't you have the California kid surfing? That's like in pristine order. Oh my God, I didn't even know I had this. Not only do I have the regular, we got the Ken Griffey Jr. Platinum card. We got the heavy metal card. And then we had the base card all right in a row here. Wow. I had no idea I had these laying around in this set. See what happens when you just all of a sudden open up a box of cards that you haven't touched in, God, forever. 25 years. Not kidding with that number either. I'm having a fun time on this, like I'm opening up a whole new pack of cards all over again, everybody. Anybody out there in the peanut gallery? The kid, Ken Griffey Jr., because he was something from outer space. I kind of tend to agree with that one. Really, really cool. And Griffey's always get top loaded. I was reading something the other day that some guy has over 700, like 7,000 freaking Ken Griffey Jr. cards. Jay Buhner, Jose Mesa, Joe Burkett. There's another Todd Stottlemyre. That had to have been the last year of his career, hoping for the comeback. We love you, Todd. I'll put you over here. Chris Clayton, Ivan Rodriguez, Juan Gonzalez, Tom Goodwin again, and Rusty Greer to finish out that pile. We got one more pile left in 96, and then we're done for the night, gang. Dean Palmer, John Wetland, Jim Edmonds, a couple. Got doubles of Jim. Somebody stuck to him. Oh, there he goes. I'm glad I peeled that off because you gotta love Cecil, Big Daddy. Cecil Fielder, everybody. If you want something really crazy, I was just reading something about him and his son. They had the same exact numbers in doubles, triples, and all these weird things. It's not just the home run total. Tim Salmon, Black Jack McDowell. God, was he something until he went to the Yankees. Mo Vaughn. Loved Mo Vaughn. Guy was very underrated. Garrett Anderson. Almost criminally underrated. It's one of the many reasons that they actually had a really good World Series chance. Troy Percival. Chuck Finley. Todd Green. Kenny Rogers, Steve Anamos, Rico Bronya, Greg Jeffries, Mark Leiter, Ron Gant, Alex Fernandez, Cliff Floyd, Rondell White, Carlos Baerga, gone totally, was it Insider? Jason Isringhausen, Bobby Jones, Brian McCray. There's the Blue Jay Al Leiter. I like that one. Breaking the Chains. Love Al Leiter. Edgardo Alfonso, Johnny Olerud. We had a hell of a team in 96 still in Toronto. Robin Ventura, Hideo Nomo again. If you haven't looked him up yet, get on it. Bobby Bonilla, Mike Piazza. God, that is so early in his career. I think he was only a rookie in 93. Tom Glavine, Greg Maddox, Brett Boone, Brian Jordan, Walt 3 Brian Weiss, Chipper, Pat Hankin. Oh, God, do I love Pat Hankin. He was my favorite pitcher growing up. Jimmy Key, other than that, Eric Hansen. Actually says Blue Jay, Eric Hansen. Ozzie Guillen. Here, he might be getting a coaching job again. Kirby Puckett. Sean Green. Sandy Martinez. There's a name I haven't heard in a million years. Huge catching prospect. Presidente. Lenny Dykstra. I figured he might be in one of these boxes. Deion Sanders. Check that out. I'm going to bag up Deion. You never know. Coach Prime, in his prime, playing for the Giants. Unfortunately, the Giants didn't go anywhere that year, so he was back playing football by August. Jim Eisenreich, Mickey Tunnelton, Marty Cordova, Brad Tolley Radke, Pedro Munoz, Brett Gates, Scott Sabanhawk, Otis Nixon, Marty Cordova on the silver. Too bad he didn't go anywhere, so that's probably okay. Orlando Merced, Tony Steinbeck, Willie Cordero, checklist. Kevin Alka-Seitzer. Ooh, got the parallel of him. Lee Smith, Hall of Famer. Dutch Dalton. Oh, that's cool. There you go, Blue Jays fans. I found the Blue Jays. Got Paul Molitor. That was the last year of his big contract with the Blue Jays in 96. And then we got the man, the myth, the legend, Joe Carter. Make sure you touch them all, everybody. Touch them all. It's a heck of a swing. We're going to end the show with a bunch of Hall of Famers. Wow. Joe Carter, not a Hall of Famer, but then we got the Wizard, looking very Emerald City on that one. Ozzie Smith, Ray Durham, James Navarro, and then we got Ryan Sandberg. Oh, there's somebody stuck here. Oh, there you go. Bonus. Eddie Murray. 3 Hall of Famers. So that's it, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. I'm like I said, I'm kind of blown away with what I found in this box. Wasn't expecting to definitely find that Ken Griffey Jr. That might be the find of the night. But on that note, make sure you tune in this week, because not only are we going to have a Major League Baseball player and turned author on our show, that is Mr. Jay Jackson. Make sure you check out his new podcast, his new book. He's going to be with us on Thursday to talk all things about his book and all, baseball fun, just to begin with. So how many of you stuck around? Because tonight is also the night where we actually award the baseball stuff. And apparently my battery's dying. That's why this thing is being such a jerk. So I'm sorry, everybody. But we're going to just get you right here, because I got to spin that wheel. Wink. Apparently my live is going to end if I don't get a puzzle piece in the right freaking spot. God, this thing sucks. So anyway, I got to get a TikTok viewer here. All right, well, I'm going to spin it, and then I'm just going to announce and email whoever is in because I can't get into it, apparently. Oh, got an actual baseball prize that we got to hand out this week. So I'm going to be 3D printing something for somebody that is going to be 100% whatever team you're a fan of. Might be just some coasters or something, but I will be 3D printing you something. So we will message the winner shortly, and we hope you all have a great night. Cheers. Go Blue Jays.
Thank you for listening to the Jay Bird Watching Podcast. Please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch at BirdwatchingGC and our YouTube channel. If you want to support the show and get extra content, please consider joining to our Patreon at patreon.com/birdwatchinggc. Go Jays, go. Woo!